Yeah, if we do this angle, we're gonna need to like clean some things up.
Yeah.
But for today, it works.
Yeah, we're not going to go forever. So
No.
we should be live.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to send out a...
I don't have it in my phone or anything. I can grab something though.
coughing and sneezing into the...
Yeah, I feel like we should have like a trigger warning.
Yeah. Okay, so it says we're live.
Hi.
Are you going to send some out?
Like I said, I don't have anything. Do you want me to go grab my stuff? Like
Yeah.
my computer or something? Okay.
That should be that.
I'll be back then.
Alrighty. Well, we are getting ready to get ready. Lindsay's grabbing her stuff so she can send out a quick message to let people know that we are here. And we're going to do a quick podcast. Lindsay's not feeling super great since she's got back. And so I don't know how long her voice is going to hold up and how long you guys will be able to take the coughing and sneezing and hacking that's going on around the Lee household these days. So, but everybody's getting better and on the mend. Got lots of antibiotics going around. So we're gonna do the podcast, get an update from Lindsay on what the travel was like, and we'll go from there. Also, pardon the mess. The desk in the office is also Santa's workshop at this point in the year. Things are going on all over the place. So
your office has always got projects going on.
Yeah, well, it's
the people have been notified.
A little bit more. Yeah, I saw the notification come through. So Trevor says hi.
Morning, Trevor.
And so we're just gonna you ready to get started?
Sure.
So I can mute both of us right here.
If I go like this,
yeah, we can go.
Can we have a signal?
I can tell when your eyes start to get watery. Alrighty. So we're not gonna be able to hear the intro music when.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear it on the other side.
Yeah, I know, but you can't hear it now. I don't know why.
I want a gingerbread cookie.
Oh, okay.
Or a molasses cookie.
How about a silent cookie? Welcome to Take It Down a Notch with Rob.
And Lindsay.
Welcome back. She's here.
We're here.
We're in one screen
It's weird.
which shows off more of my office than I
Yeah,
probably should be showing to
we're gonna
people.
fix this.
It's a little rough,
Just not today.
but so um, how are you doing, Lindsay?
Not great.
Not great.
Jet lag hit me like a train, and then as a lot of you guys know, I've been sick for basic or well over 3 months now. Uh, Probably 3.5 at this point. But yeah, so sorry, Dad's changing the noise and it's messing with me. I haven't heard myself for a while while podcasting. This is weird.
Well, you don't have to use
Um,
your headphones. You're
I
okay.
might not do headphones. Anyways, so I got home on Monday. I got home Saturday. Monday I got a bad fever, and Tuesday I got a bad fever, and yesterday I don't think I had a fever at all, so that was good. But I'm on antibiotics now, and as you can tell, my nose is extremely plugged. But I'm getting over it, but I'm pretty exhausted, I'm pretty worn out. So yeah, not the best transition ever, but we're pushing through.
Well, this has been going on for a while. You really
Yeah,
haven't been 100% since the wedding, so
no, not at all. It was about a week after the wedding, a little over a week. Sorry.
that was
This
slow.
morning, the coughing starts as yawns, and then I have to cough. I don't know why. So that's that. That me. So we're gonna do like a short pod. That's also why we haven't. We're doing a short podcast today, and we haven't done the podcast um fully ready to post. It's been all on me. We've been kind of waiting and seeing if I would feel better, uh, or at least maybe just a little bit less, you know, sneezing and coughing and nasally voices into the
Yeah,
microphone.
as most of you know, we normally record on Tuesday mornings, and um, we weren't going to do early morning because Lindsay's here now, and the evenings have been rough for Lindsay. The just
I
as
feel
it
great in the mornings, and
yeah,
then as the day goes on, I
gets a little
deteriorate.
so. Anyway, we'll get this in and put together, and we'll upload it hopefully later on today. But the live is up, and so so tell me how's it going? How's it feel to be back?
Um, well, like first day, like on Sunday, where I felt like I could be fully human.
Mm-hmm.
Because recently it's just been kind of a, it was very weird. The best way I like explained it to mom, and this is while we were walking in church, is it's weird that something so familiar can feel so foreign. Because I've lived in this house my whole life. I've lived in, you know, Monroe my whole life, basically. I mean, there's of course like a few years, but I barely have any memories from that time.
Right.
My whole life that I remember is in this house and in this town.
Yeah. I
Um,
think we were about 4 when we moved in.
yeah, like 4 or 5. And it's just sorry, I forgot how distracting all your screens were. This is again new setup. But like I learned how to drive in this town, everything, so it's
Right.
like, um, driving over the airport, I've done that drive so many times, and things like that. It's so familiar. But then again, so foreign.
Yeah.
Like it's so like walking into church was like, oh wow, this is so familiar, but so foreign. And
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what it's gonna be like when I'm gone for like 6 months or a year.
Mm-hmm.
And see, because just being gone for 3 months, it's not that much time.
Right.
And so I'm curious to know if it'll feel different. But I think it'll always feel that same, like, I think I could leave Monroe for like 10 years and come back and be like, wow, this feels so
Yeah.
similar. But like, of course, I'll notice differences. Just kind of how, like, not exactly the same, but like when you go to like Redmond and Totem Lake, or when Grandma Grace
Right.
went, she's like, oh wow, like this is so crazy. Now there's all these like shopping areas and stuff. But there's a connection that you have when you've lived in a place for so long. But I know
Right.
you guys didn't live in that like place like incredibly long, but
Oh,
still, it
a
was a
fair
good
amount
chunk. It was a good chunk.
fair amount of time that
Yeah.
we were in that uh, house in Redmond. So um, the oh, that mouse doesn't work. This computer.
Dad's still waking up. Dad did Wordle at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. How did you do last night?
I don't know. We had mod pizza, and I don't think having mod pizza at 9 o'clock at night agreed with me.
Oh,
So I woke up just not feeling like I needed antacids and stuff
oh,
at
I'm sorry.
3 o'clock in the morning. So
I wouldn't
anyway,
expect like pizza to do that to you.
yeah, I don't know. I really didn't eat much else besides pizza yesterday. So
I was kind of surprised that you didn't eat your full pizza. Dad's like building, right? Like he's total. Brr. And we've been talking about your health journey like the whole time, and we do little updates,
yeah,
but I don't know. Every day that it feels like every day. Every time I talk to him, he's like, "Oh, Evan tried to kill me. No, Evan really tried to kill me." And yep, I don't know.
Evan really did try to kill me on Tuesday, but I recovered well. I recovered well. I'm doing okay. So um, yeah, I am. Yeah, I think I'm building muscle right now because I'm not losing weight. Let's hope we're building muscle and not building fat. So, uh,
I doubt you are, Dad.
so we're we're doing. Yeah, Robbie's got me playing with a new app for recording
Oh,
uh,
right.
all the all the exercises, weightlifting exercises I'm doing. So put it in, and you put in all the sets and weights and everything, and it keeps track of your personal best and all that kind of stuff. The other thing that it does is it gives you your total amount of weight that you moved in your workout, and my total amount moved, which I don't know if this is a lot or not. It just is a big number to me. Was 30,000 pounds. So
Gosh. I would like to like if one of your other camera like not cameras, if one of your other computers was turned on, I think it'd be fun to like search up things that were 30,000
it is
pounds.
30,000
It'd be
pounds.
like, wow.
Yeah, it was almost 31,000 pounds. So I don't know. I've only kept track of 4 workouts on this little app that adds it all up. So I don't know. Maybe a normal workout is 40,000 pounds, and I didn't do that much, but it seemed like a lot, and
It's crazy.
it felt like my legs were gonna fall off when I left the gym. So,
Oh my gosh.
but um, yeah, did a lot of stuff. We're
Evan's not
building
this
muscles.
scary to mom, apparently,
No, Evan's nice to Evan's
which is a good thing.
nice to Jenny.
Could you
Um,
imagine?
she well, she would not go back.
No,
She would not go back,
I wouldn't.
and
Which is
I'm
what a personal trainer is supposed to
yeah.
do. Like, it's, of
He
course.
adjusts well. Evan is a good trainer, and
Pause for
sorry,
dramatic effect.
I'm getting a message from Trevor. Oh, Hugo's online too. Good morning, Hugo,
Oh, good
or
morning.
good afternoon. The so um
Evan.
yeah.
It's
Well,
memorized.
I'm trying to figure out how to talk to Trevor.
Could you
So
talk to Trevor on the
I can
podcast?
talk to
Hey,
Trevor.
Trevor. Do we need to pause the podcast?
I think Trevor doesn't know where he's going, and I don't have my phone. You have your phone,
No, but I can
which
go
is your
grab it real
computer.
quick.
No, that's all right.
Could you? This is really
So
funny. Pause.
are you? So Trevor, are you looking for advice of like an address where to go? Is that what we're looking
This is
at?
really funny.
So we'll go back to Evan. Um, so yeah, Evan, Jenny, Jenny is put. It's like no,
Evan, I think, needs to come to Christmas dinner because at this point, I feel like he's part of the family. I hear about him so much.
Evan, Evan. Yeah, she just says no. You're not. No, I'm not doing that.
Really? Wait. I really want to see mom be like, no.
No, she's where I'm like, all right, go ahead. What are we doing? I'm game for whatever. Just don't get to the point where you have to carry me to my truck. So,
Been close, but
yeah,
not quite.
he worked me pretty good. Pretty good. So, um, it's fun. So
Yeah, you guys have gotten a lot out of this whole working out thing.
yeah,
They're trying to get me on board.
yeah. If
I
she was
said no,
healthy,
Evan.
if she was
I was
healthy, we would bring her along to the gym. But I don't want her in the gym hacking and coughing on everybody. So
yeah. Well, I think that might not be very popular amongst all these gym goers.
yeah, yeah.
So
So it's that's what we're the lead. Well, mom and dad are doing in their spare time these days. So
all of the spare time.
all the spare time that we have sitting around doing nothing.
That and the Christmas stuff. A lot of Christmas projects, which is pretty normal.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we're going along. So
yeah, because Christmas is in like 5 days. What I don't even know what day it is. I'm
today
so
is
messed up.
Thursday.
Today I yeah, but I don't
Today
know
is
what date
posting
it
the
is.
podcast, and
It's the 21st.
the
Christmas is
21st.
in 4 days.
Yeah, pretty much Christmas starts tomorrow.
Christmas does start tomorrow because you know who comes tomorrow? The grandparents.
Yeah, Papa Paul and Aunt Patty
I sent them a text,
are
but because it's
packing
not
up.
a normal time, I don't know if they're going to
Yeah.
join
Well,
us.
I know they're frantically getting ready to
Oh,
go.
I'm sure. They can listen to this on their way down, on
Yeah,
their drive.
I got
Have a
text
safe drive.
messages. Got text messages from them this morning.
I'm
They're
excited.
bringing and Dad wanting.
I have high expectations for how much Honey's going to like me because last time she was pretty open to Lindsay.
Yeah,
So, because every single time they have a really cute rescue dog, and every single time she is like not so sure about Lindsay, which is pretty normal. She's rescue. She has some trauma. And so she's not so sure about Lindsay until the day that they leave. And then she likes me and then they leave. And every single time this happens. The last time they came for the wedding, like Honey was out dancing with Patty on the floor, on like the dance floor, the whole 9 yards.
yeah.
So
So
she's loosened up
she's loosened up. Yeah, Honey's not uh not my biggest fan either. So she's
because you're big and scary.
yeah.
I'm cute and small, and I want her to love me.
So dog update. What do you think of the new dog?
Oh, I hate him. We should get
Yeah.
rid of him.
So
I actually think we should ship him off to
anybody wanting to
France.
adopt uh, a German Shepherd Golden Retriever mix that looks like a lab.
Yeah, he
So,
definitely looks like a lab.
so
Like there's nothing in him that looks like um a German Shepherd at all.
no, there's not a lot.
Nothing.
I don't get the
Golden
German Shepherd.
Retriever lab is what I keep telling people.
Yeah.
Like he
So
has German Shepherd in him, but no, never mind.
he's got the German Shepherd undercoat.
Yeah, that is true.
So
That's true.
yeah,
Which is lovely. We have to sweep every day.
every day. I don't know if you've
So
heard that.
I've started doing this whole like sweeping every day thing. We have to sweep every other day. I'm sorry, it's not an everyday thing. Every other day, yeah. If we were like, we'd have to sweep every minute if we really, like if we were showing the house.
Right.
But like for our family, every other day, we're fine. Our family's never had clean floors. We've always had dogs. Like
Yeah, yeah, and it's
I swept this morning.
it's messy. It's messy outside. And it comes in the house.
Yeah,
We live in a forest, so we get
all the things.
tree stuff and all the leaves and things that stick to your feet, and it's constant. And pretty much the Northwest is like that here, where you go into
Yeah,
everybody's
but
house.
then
It's pine needles and
But then in
stuff.
other places, it's like sand. Like
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
happy that we don't have sand in our
yeah,
house. I know pine needles really suck, but
yeah. Very easy to
sand.
sweep up. Very easy to sweep, and you can see them. So, but yeah, that's yeah. If you walk in our house, you're gonna leave with a
Which is
good coating of fur. So,
yeah, like a yeah. Yeah, I
so
had a friend over and she had slobber all over her jacket, and I think we're gonna have to provide like a giant T-shirt for people to wear to meet the dogs. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
they're horrible.
it's a lot. It's a lot, but but you seem to be getting along okay with Dofer.
Yes, my only problem is that he loves you more than he loves me.
She's a little
I'm a
bit.
little salty. He'll like cuddle me and act like I'm like the best thing that ever happens and slice bread, which
Yeah,
I don't really understand that
yeah,
phrase. But anyways, and then dad will come home and he just leaves me.
yeah.
No thought. Just gone. And then he will. Okay, I thought Henry was like obsessed and worship Dad, and he does. But Dofer will like do everything with Dad. Like he takes out the trash or he puts something in the trash. He's like, he's right there. I'm watching. Can I help? Can I do something? And then he'll like follow Dad. And he's like, oh, we're gonna make coffee. Okay, I'm gonna make coffee with you. Okay, now what are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna go upstairs. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go upstairs. He's like just so like we'll do anything with you.
Yeah.
So
yesterday in my clean truck, I was getting ready,
oh
and
oh
I put stuff in the back seat. Had a pretty good stack of stuff in the back seat. So, and Dofer's like looking at me like, "Let's go." I'm like, "No, we're not going." And he just jumped over the top of everything into. I'm like, "Dofer, get out of my truck! You're not going." I don't have a truck. I don't have a dog liner for the back seat because the one that was in there is all torn up, and
right.
I haven't ordered a new one yet. And so no dogs in the truck.
Well, it's a very pretty truck right now.
And
So.
so I'm trying to get Dofer out, and then Henry jumps over all the stuff, and both dogs are in the back seat. They
That's
won't
so
come out
funny.
because they're not climbing out. They're not going to jump out over the the bags and everything that I stacked
Right.
up behind my seat.
No.
They didn't. They're like, no, we're not. That's a long jump down now. We got to jump all the way up and then to the ground. No, we're not doing that. So I had to go around to the other side. Then the door was locked. And it was
Oh
like,
my
oh,
gosh.
it was crazy. But yeah, so
And your truck is never ruined.
there is dog hair in my truck. Well, there was dog hair in my truck always, but
There's dog hair and everything though.
yeah, but it's no more noticeable now. So,
I don't want to know how much dog hair I inhale on a daily basis
oh
now.
my gosh, yeah, it's bad. But so yeah, Dofer wants to go everywhere. Wants to be
And I think you'd do
involved
well
in
going
everything.
everywhere too.
Yeah, he would be fine in the truck and meeting people and stuff. But
Well, and I met
if I
our new
take
dog, which
yeah,
is the new dog that's what I'm calling him, the new dog. Um we're giving him back. I just need to point that out. But I'm just gonna call him the new dog.
okay.
And he's adorable. And I met him a few days ago. He's coming Saturday night. And he's pretty cute. So I think he'll be a good addition if he can hold his ground.
He's little, though. You said
Compared to our dogs, he's little, yeah.
okay.
And he's little for the breed he is, I
Okay.
think. So
He's a lab, right?
he's a lab, yeah.
Okay. Is he black?
No, he's like Dofer.
Oh,
Yeah. And he has a thick
Yellow.
neck. I
Yellow
kind of
lab.
think he's a mix.
Okay.
Because he just has like a big neck.
Okay.
Like, you know those bodybuilders that don't have a neck?
Like me.
No.
Oh.
Like the bodybuilders that like don't have a neck and they don't have shoulders. It's just like one thing that's in between.
Pyramid.
Yeah, it's like what's happening there? That's what he has. Like I don't know if they like have the kind of like I don't know. I think they had to like special order a collar. Like he has a big neck. He's strong.
It'll be interesting to meet him. So yeah, we'll have for Christmas we're gonna have 4 dogs.
We've talked a lot about this on the
15
podcast.
to 17 people for
Yep.
Christmas. So a happy hour on Friday.
Oh, mom's saying something. I can't read it. It's too small.
Hello.
Oh,
Taking you to
she's
work.
taking us to work with her.
There you go.
Hello. I am not good at giving people IVs or anything with needles.
Well,
But I'll annoy them.
We'll hold their hand.
Oh, we can do that. We can
We'll
go.
hold their hand.
It'll be okay.
She doesn't do needles anymore, by the way.
I'm sure she does some things with needles.
Pretty
She doesn't
much
do anything with
Almost
needles.
nothing with needles. Yeah.
No.
So, well, I mean, she can.
Lucky her.
She can.
Well, I know.
She does. She's like the
I
only
just
one.
assume that some things can
Yeah.
do needles. I don't
No,
know.
she does sores now.
Like, bleh.
Yeah, worse. So
No, it'll be me holding the patient's hand and going, ugh. It'll be okay. Just don't look. I got my blood taken on Monday, and the lady was like, "So, do you faint at all?" I'm like, "Not yet."
You could be my first.
Yeah. I was like, I've technically had issues, but that was with giving plasma, and that was different. And so she's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I gave plasma because Sabrina convinced me / forced me / guilt me into doing it, and also you got money. And the way that they do that is they take out your blood, and then they like filter or I don't know, separate the plasma and the red blood cells, and then they return the red blood cells back to you with saline. And so it returns cold. They also, the first time, do this after like a 2 hour a process of appointments and yada yada yada. And so by the time I was doing it, I was like, so I'm not feeling that great because I wasn't that hydrated at that point, and I hadn't had food for a while. And you're supposed to eat like kind of right before and all that. Anyways, so I told her all about that. And she's like, "Really? Wow, that's crazy that they let you do that." Wow. So it's kind of fun. I like talking because I'm like, since mom's a nurse and everything, I'm like, I kind of like hearing about how they got into it and everything. But I was definitely like, hand pink waving.
Yeah, I don't think we get the. I don't think we get the
I think she's using
emojis. I don't
Siri.
think we get the emojis. So that's the emoji description.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh, I bet it's like the waving hand.
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Hugo sent the waving hand too. Maybe that's a bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Probably. Well,
Bye,
there's still.
buddy. I hope you find your dad. I watched Elf on the Plane. That's the only movie I watched on the plane.
So, speaking of that, how? So let's talk about international travel for a moment.
But
You love it. So, you flew from Nolt.
yeah,
Nolt.
sure. Yeah.
Nolt.
No.
It
No.
makes it makes more sense when I see it written out
No. Yeah.
than because when I hear it, when I heard you and Layla or Lena, Jimmy Christmas, Lena,
Too many L's.
say it, it sounded like North without the R.
Wrong.
That's what I hear.
Okay.
And when you see it written out, how's it spelled?
Nantes.
Nolt. Yeah. See.
Because almost all cities are plural, and you just don't know to pronounce the S. This is what Hugo told me.
Nolt.
They just add S's.
So it's so I was hearing it incorrectly, which is a shocker because my hearing is impeccable.
That's so funny. Wow.
So
where did that humor come from?
You flew out of Nolt.
Yeah.
And
super nice because it's a small airport, kind of like Everett, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Super nice.
And then to Paris.
Yeah. Oh, I had a horrible experience at Nolt.
You did like even your voice out there. Like you keep like
it's really hard. It's really hard to even out my voice right now. Okay, no, not really. So, but there was this guy.
This here, we don't want it to turn yellow. When it goes up and it disappears and it's all color. Okay. Yeah, when you get that yellow pop at the end, we want to stay out of that.
I'm gonna like move it down.
There you go. Wow.
Okay, so now I'm like so focused on my voice. I'm so tired.
Okay, so you flew into
okay, well,
Paris.
I have a story first.
Okay, I'm just trying to get you back on track.
Okay, thank you. So I was in Nantes, and there was this guy, and I think, and I'm not gonna say his race, but I have a feeling that he's from a country that maybe personal space is just not a thing. Like that's not something that they worry about, because not in like a bad way, but you just have to like when you're internationally traveling, one of the things you have to realize is you're with a lot of different cultures, and not all cultures have the same versions of manners. And so I was trying to be a little graceful about it, but it wasn't that great. So, anyways, because he was creeping me out, so I have my backpack on the floor, and we're all standing because we're all about to board, so we're all waiting. And there's this guy who's with another guy, and I'm alone. So that's another thing, especially when you're alone as a female traveler, you have to be careful. Not as much at the smaller airports, but at the bigger airports, like bad things can happen.
Right.
And so you want to be kind of aware of who's around you and stuff. I try not to get too paranoid, but I'm a little paranoid. So
yeah. Well, there's only, I mean, you have to be careful, but there's lots of other people around and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, it would be difficult to kidnap you or something in the airport.
Yeah, but there's in the bigger airports, it's really easy to get by yourself. When you're traveling by yourself, it's really easy to get in like areas where you're like, wow, there's no one around me.
I've never had that. I don't think I've
Yeah.
the experience in airports.
Yeah.
Always, I would like that experience in an airport.
It's a little
Can I
it,
be
well it's
someplace
really
where there
it's
aren't
really
1,000
creepy when it
people?
happens. It's like, wait a second.
Okay.
So,
All right. So,
anyways, um, but this was not what there's tons of people around. So I wasn't like that. It wasn't that was stressing me out. I was just like,
right.
you're aware.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's this guy and he is right on top of me.
Yeah.
There's no space.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of move a little forward
Mm-hmm.
and then he moves too. And like, so I move a little bit and like he's like slowly moving and I'm like, give me my I can't even like move at all. And so I'm like, what in the world? So I just try, I'm like, try not to let it bother me. I'm like, we're gonna board soon, it's going to be fine. And also like I'm emotional, it's early in the morning, tired, stressed, whole thing. So, and then, but like he's close enough where his foot is touching my backpack that's at my feet. Like he is close. Like I'm here, he is here. He's very close to me. And there's plenty of space. There's lots of people around,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like we're all crushed together.
Right.
And for me, when you're not and we're not even like in line yet, like we're just standing, it was just like really rude, and for me to be moving and then for him to like be getting
Yeah.
closer, and I don't think he was paying attention really.
Yeah.
And at first I was trying to, but then he, it just like it kept happening. I was like, oh my gosh. And what I should have done was just picked up my stuff and like moved to the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, we're gonna be boarding soon, it's gonna be fine. So anyways, um but then I didn't really realize, because I wasn't really paying attention, but when I put on my backpack, I totally like hit him. I totally, because I wasn't really thinking, because I was trying like to disassociate and like not pay attention to him that much because he was really starting to freak me out. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, it's fine. I'm sure he's not doing anything. I'm just gonna be I'm just being paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of people around me. I'm sure that like he's not gonna try anything when there's like 200 people around us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I'm like, and there's nothing in my outside pockets that could steal or be pickpocketed or anything like that. I have like my hand on my passport and on my phone. Like I'm fine. Because that's something I'm really careful about during travel too. Because I know pickpocketing can be such a thing. And
Yeah.
so, anyways, but I totally like hit him. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe that'll show him that you shouldn't
You need to
stand
give
right
somebody
next to somebody.
some space.
And like, and it was pretty, like, I was just, and it's a big, heavy backpack because, so I'm like, boom. And I'm like, oh, well, sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but like at the same time, I'm kind of not. Like, a little,
Sorry.
feels like I'm sorry that I hit you, but at the same time, like,
Yeah.
give a girl some space.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and then on top of that, him and his friend were being really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a little like either they were really excited, which makes sense if they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But they were being like a little eccentric, and they were when we were in the line for boarding, they kept changing lines, and I think they were trying to change lines for like which line was gonna get like closer to being on the plane, which doesn't make sense when people do that because we're just all gonna be on the same plane. We're all leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you're already in line. There's five people in front of you on this side. There's five people in front of you on this side. Why are you changing the other to the other one?
Yeah.
Because they're a second longer.
Yeah.
And it was like, and that's what they were doing. And it was just, they just gave me the creeps.
I don't know why. I don't. This is personal. I'm not like everybody else that does it. I don't do it. I don't know why we feel like we got to get on that plane. So we got to be like the
So
first one.
I understand being when everybody else is standing in line, it stresses me out not to be standing in that
Yeah,
line.
I know. I don't know why that is. It's like
It's herd mentality.
yeah, it definitely is because
But I
it's
don't
like
need to be rushed. As soon as I'm in the line, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna get in the plane. I don't
yeah,
care.
I don't.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
but
I
I'm
need to
like
be in the line.
always like, oh, I'm in boarding group C. Oh, jeez. Well, maybe won't this be almost over? I want to be the first seat to go on. It's just like I don't know why they
Yeah.
think so. I understand not wanting to be last because then there's like no place to put your carry on and everything. But I mean, they're loading in order. It's
You'll get on the plane.
you'll get a
Yeah.
spot for your bag and maybe a little hassle if you're like the last one. But I don't know what I tell myself it's not a big deal. Just relax. You don't need to. These 10 people behind you get in front of you. It's fine. It makes no difference. You have a seat.
Yeah.
You're not trying to get to the seat that
Right.
to the best seat. You have your seat, whether it's good or bad. You have that seat. It's good, and it's fine. I don't know. And the same thing with. Well, I kind of understand getting off the plane because it's like you're in a steel tube that needs
So
to
the only
be out.
time
But
that I'll be like rushed is if I have a layover.
yeah,
Other than that, I try now, especially when I'm doing international, I'll try to actually be like one of the last people off the plane
yeah,
because I know there's people who have layovers or who really just want to get off. So if I have no rush to get off the plane,
yeah,
especially if I'm in the back, but even if I'm in the front, I'll be like, I'm just gonna chill. And also, when you try to stand, like as soon as the plane lands, it's
yeah.
like, like, okay,
But I
like
just
there's no space to
as soon as
stand.
that plane stops, I want to stand up and be out
Oh,
of
no,
that
me
plane. I
too.
just like,
Well, it's
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I'm in the metal tube. Yeah, like you said, like,
Yeah,
oh my
just
gosh, I need to
let
get
me out
off.
of
Yeah,
here. But I don't know what it just your heart rate changes and all that stuff. And
yeah.
yeah, I'm usually on the aisle, so I usually do kind of stand up sooner rather than later. But
Which is
generally,
nice because that gives space. I like it when the aisle person stands up
yeah,
because then that can give space for the middle person to like get out their bag
yeah,
and like start doing a few things, or they can stand up in the aisle seat. Like
yeah.
that doesn't bother
Yeah, a lot of
me.
times I'll stand up and if the person next to me has a bag, I'll see if they
It
want me to get their
bothers
bag and
me
stuff.
when
But
people are like really stressed and they like are making other people stressed. They're like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, like, oh. When they're like sighing because somebody's trying to get out their bag. I'm like, okay, we're all on the
we're
same
all gonna
journey
be in the
here.
same place.
Like, if you're really that stressed about your layover, you can talk to a flight attendant and see if they can move some seats around. Because
Yeah,
flight attendants will do that. Like if your layover is 20 minutes long and you have to get through the airport,
right.
or if it's serious and they know that you might not be able to get through, the flight attendants know the airport. They know, oftentimes, I think that they know when you have layovers,
Yes,
depending on the airline.
yeah.
And they know what gate sometimes you're going to and stuff like
I've
that
had
too. Like they'll help you out.
it's been a while because I haven't been on a really delayed flight in a while, but I've been on flights before where it's been um,
Sorry.
delayed and the where it's been delayed and they've said, okay, people that have layovers, let's everybody sit down and just let
Yeah.
these people jet up to the front, and then if you're done here or your layover is 2 hours away, let's get these people because we're late and these people are gonna miss their flight and make other flights late. I haven't had that happen in a while, but it
I had it
it can
happen
happen.
once and I was kind of annoyed I wasn't one of those people
Yeah.
that was going up. Well, because I had a layover, it just wasn't as like short, but it
Yeah.
was still really short
Yeah. You're
and
getting
it just
anxious
didn't
about it.
qualify. And I was like, so I have a layover too. And I was like in the back of the plane, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, can I be moved? Like I have a layover and it's this, and they're like, I think you'll be fine. I was like,
Yeah.
are you sure? And I didn't realize, but like the people like really like they were gonna miss their flight.
Yeah.
So it was really priority, but
Yeah. They
um
usually only do if it's really tight, and generally, um, they they'll notify the other plane, like
yeah, like
we've landed,
My Paris
we've
one
landed,
left
and
late.
you've got we've got three people to get onto your onto your flight,
Yeah.
and but we've landed. They're on their way, and
Because
they'll
they
generally.
don't want to leave people.
No,
It's
it's a
a lot
hassle.
of
It's a
yeah.
hassle for everybody.
My Paris flight left late because so many people were late because the Paris airport is horrible to go through.
Yeah,
So,
because they know you're on. They know you're there because
well,
they
and
know when you check
especially
in. So
especially since for some reason my Paris flight, you don't always have to, but you had to go through a second set of customs. So,
yeah. So
yeah,
all righty.
okay,
So
that was a little
we
ridiculous.
both
I did
we
not realize you were gonna cough too. I thought you were just meeting.
we both had a cough going, and so a little personal hygiene break. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we need like a
Anyway,
screen to cover
so
that up.
so you flew from north,
Not, Nort,
north,
Nort,
not,
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 no,
not, not,
not.
not. Okay,
Do that.
I don't know.
It's
I
fine.
can't handle it. So and then the pair. So you had to so no customs going into the
Yeah,
first
it's so
airplane.
nice
You just
because you
jump
have an
on like
international flight and you don't have to show up until like an hour and a half before.
yeah. So you got there,
Two
and then
hours
you
maybe.
got to Paris a little late because your flight left a little
No,
late. No,
No,
It was on
it
time.
was actually
The
early.
Paris, that's
It
right. The
only took
Paris flight
50
left late.
minutes and
That's
it
right.
was
The
it
Paris
was like
flight
20 minutes early.
left late. But you had to
Um
go. So
I had to
then did they give you your bags back and go through customs, or
no.
just you went and did
No,
the
it's a
ID check?
passport check. It's not
Yeah.
customs. Well, it's customs, but it's just a passport
Yeah.
check. And I ended up in a line that was an electronic passport check. And then I just had somebody who was like, stamp my passport. France does not give a crap at all about your passport or anything. I cannot. Mom's crying apparently. I cannot like cannot believe that they have not asked me more questions, given me more problems. Um, I'm totally jinxing. Next time I go to France, I'm gonna get detained. Um, no, but like seriously, they even like one time Hugo came up with me and gave him their French passport, his French passport, and we did it together.
Mm-hmm.
And like this last time when we came in together, and they didn't even question why we were together when we
Right.
like came from two different like you know, where like in America they would have been like, why are you together? And like when I came back this time, the guy was like, why wait, you're married? That's weird. Like, how old are you? I'm like, you have my passport. I didn't say that, but and I knew he's like asking questions to like figure that out. But I was like,
Right.
yeah. You know, but like they're very like they ask tons of questions, they're very defensive. Which I mean, I guess is
Right.
good. It's their job. It's very funny though. Like it seems like the people who are doing Paris and like France passport check are more jet lagged than you are. Like they act like they're half alive. They're zombies. They're just like, "Blah,
Hmm.
have
It's
a good
interesting.
day."
So
It's
they
no
check
questions.
your passport, and then you go and you're on the flight to SeaTac.
Yeah,
So how long was that flight?
it's like 9 to 10 hours. I have
9 to 10
no idea.
hours.
I try not to think about it.
It's a long. So and
So long.
then like an hour and a half from North to Paris, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little less than an hour and a half.
So so what's your strategy? You're a window person.
I had middle both
That's window
times.
both or middle both times, huh?
It was horrible.
So
Um,
is that because you didn't select your seat when you booked your ticket?
yeah, I kind of kept forgetting. Well, I don't do it when I select I normally do it when I check in, and normally it's okay. But the only ones I had left were middle. I just wasn't really thinking about my flight. I was kind of
I
procrastinating.
booked that seat as soon as they let me.
Yeah, I know, but it's more important to you.
Yeah.
It's annoying to me, but it's not the worst. Um,
Mine is the how much more do I want to pay to get actually enough room for my body?
yeah. Window is nice, but I think I'm gonna start switching to aisle because the whole view thing is really nice, but it's way more important to me to like because if I get up and stretch,
Mm-hmm.
like this time I like got up and I like forced myself to stand, walk around, and then actually do like some yoga stretches. And this plane was nice because they had like the bathrooms and then they had like a hallway thing where you
Mm,
could like hide from people and stretch. And so it
mm.
doesn't feel like there's people watching you.
Right,
But most of the time everybody's sleeping.
right.
So and the other thing I decided was I was not going to sleep
So
at
just to
all.
clarify, you weren't like laying down on the ground doing down dog or anything. You're just like
No, I was like touching my
just touching your
toes. I was
toes
doing
and
like dancer.
little
Like
yeah,
I
like
was doing some like weird
yeah.
stretches. So it was like I wouldn't
But you
feel
were but you
comfortable.
were standing up.
No,
You
I was
weren't like
standing.
laying down or
No,
anything.
no. I wasn't doing anything like that weird.
There's you
I don't
know.
know.
I
I think that they should hold
there's
yoga classes on
there you
flights.
go.
I'm kidding. But
There's
no,
some airports that have yoga classes in the
I
airport.
think you should.
Yeah,
That's the doing hot yoga before we left. I think I'm gonna do that because
that
that
was
really
good.
helped me last time.
Yeah,
Um, but anyways, I think that's you really need to on the long flights do that.
yeah.
I knew that we were landing at like 2 or 3 p.m.
Hmm.
and then I started out in the morning, and so I just decided I was not going to even try to sleep.
Yeah,
For me, if I sleep, it normally makes it worse, and I just get drowsy.
right.
Especially with me being middle seat, there's just no hope.
Yeah,
When I flew with Hugo, I could kind of sleep a little bit, and there
right.
was one time where I had the entire aisle to myself, and I was able to sleep,
Yeah.
and that's nice because it just goes by super quick.
So the nice thing about the window, though, if you want to sleep, you can kind of wedge yourself up against the window
Yeah, it's
and lean
nice.
over and feel like you're not going to risk falling into the
Onto
neighbor.
somebody, yeah, exactly.
Because if you're at the aisle, you can't really like lean out because if you just kind of slip
No.
into the aisle, you're going to get a concussion, and you definitely don't want to be
Well,
leaning on the
and
middle
the
guy.
flight attendants will get upset at you. Like
Yeah,
if you fall asleep with your legs in the aisle or anything like
they'll
that,
wake you up.
they'll wake you up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No,
so
they
they're
don't.
pretty strict
They
about
gotta
it.
they gotta keep that open.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
which
so.
makes sense, especially when it's dark.
Mhm.
And the plane we had was interesting. So they didn't have shades on the windows. They had these things where you could like change the lighting.
Oh,
So they had
really?
like a screen, so it would like turn more purple,
Mm,
or it would like be fully. So it had like a filter on it, I guess,
weird.
and it was different levels. But it was nice though because I always really hate when people because everybody will shut the things, the
Mhm.
blinds, and then you can't see what's going on outside, and then you feel like if you open it, it's gonna like wake everybody up because it feels like oh my gosh,
Yeah,
so much
it's like
light
a
inside,
spotlight. Yeah,
and then it's like oh the one person who had the thing open, so it's kind of nice because you could still see what was going on outside.
yeah.
Um, because I hate having the thing closed.
Right.
Um, but anyways, no, it was nice. So it
So
wasn't a horrible flight. I kind of talked to the person who was next to me, which is always like a risk. It's like, okay, if you start talking to this person, you're gonna be
yeah,
stuck with them, sitting next to them for like 9 hours. So
yeah.
careful. But we chatted for a little bit, and it was interesting. The day I came back was the day that like almost all of apparently the study abroad kids came back.
Okay.
So there was a lot of young adults,
A lot of college kids, huh?
a lot of college kids. So
Fun.
yeah,
So, and then you came through customs. So you had to come through customs coming
yeah.
back.
It's actually pretty short. Yeah, got my
Yeah.
bags, and we were the first. There was us, and then there was a flight that was like a few minutes after us, and they started getting our bags by the time that like a few of us had gotten our bags
Yeah.
already. So like a good chunk.
So I've not done
So
customs in SeaTac. So is it a long walk to customs?
so here's the thing. I they changed things since like a few years ago when I was doing it.
Yeah.
Now they're in that new area again where it's like the long walk down
Yeah.
where like where you're supposed to have customs. For
Right.
I think during COVID they switched it to a different area of the airport.
Yeah.
Um anyway, so it's back to the other area. So it was the first time I did it. Um the scariest part is there's a giant escalator that's like 3 billion stories tall, and I felt like I was gonna fall down
Yeah.
because the thing is I was trying to text you guys,
Yeah.
and I'm holding my carry on, and I have my backpack that's like weighing me back,
Mhm.
and I'm like doing this so I can't hold on to anything. I swear I almost fell because it was so tall. It was like 3 times a normal escalator, and I look down and it looks like thousands of feet. Like it's just was like ah.
So
But no, it's a good walk.
yeah.
It's a few
I
minutes.
don't, yeah. The LA was like that. And
I don't know why they do
I
that. It's
swear at the
always yeah.
LA airport, I felt really like I was almost right next to the gate when I got done. 'Cause we like zigzagged up and we went
Yeah.
up and down and then we turned around and all around and I'm like, it feels like I'm only about 20 yards from where I started from. I don't know what the deal is. It seems like they want to make you truck through to get
It feels
from
like
the
it's
plane to the.
purposeful
Yeah, I don't
that they
know.
make you walk so long.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because all the gates have to have a common place to meet, and maybe there's some that are closer. I don't know. It's just a
I don't
weird.
know exactly, but
It's a weird deal. So I haven't been through customs a lot, but when I'm coming through customs, it seems like you go a long ways to get to
yeah.
where you want to be. So yeah. So but it all went smooth, and
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
yeah, since you travel with a backpack and a carry-on.
Yeah.
So your personal item underneath the seat, carry on above.
Yeah. I'm one of those crazy people. I don't know how people do like a small personal item.
I don't. Yeah, I think especially with the cost of baggage,
Yeah.
I think it causes there's more people are doing because like I did, um, um, I carry on and a personal bag when we went down to the Dominican because it's like yeah because you don't want to pay for a whole nother bag. It's expensive and
Well, and I had another big bag, but like,
yeah
and then also weight too, where they don't normally weigh your personal item or your carry
yeah
on. Um, They sometimes do, and they sometimes will charge you, but
Yeah,
especially for
the bigger ones.
the bigger ones, they're not as worried about
Seems like they're a little more on the domestic flights in Europe. They're a little more touchy about your
it. Yeah.
smaller carry-ons and stuff like that. You were telling me.
Yeah. No, they
So
changed. It was really they changed it by like an inch.
yeah.
And so it really messed people up. There's so many people, and it was really annoying. So Lena and I had a flight, in and out, and they charged us. I don't remember how much it was, but at the time it felt like a lot. And so we had to check both of our carry-ons, which just feels ridiculous, because they're carry-ons.
Yeah.
And they were small. They were not like big carry-ons. They're normal size, but apparently they didn't go for their standards, and they had new standards like that year.
Mm.
And then on the way back, we saw everybody with normal size carry-ons, and the flight attendants didn't say anything. And we were so pissed because we checked our carry-ons again, because I think it was for both ways that we paid. I think that's why it felt so expensive. And they knew, they were like, "Well, you're gonna bring these back, so you have to pay for both ways." And then everybody else had normal size, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's kind of nice not to have to worry about your
Yeah.
carry-on. And like on this flight, the one out of Nantes, there was a really nice gentleman, and he was sitting in the aisle seat of my row or my aisle, and he was like, "Oh, do you need help with that? My carry-on?" I was like, "I think I got it." I was like, "I think I got it," because I had seen in the airport in the apartment if I could lift it over my head, but just with like circumstances and everything. So I lifted up on my head. I was like about to get it in, and I was like, "Wait, yeah, need help, please." I was like, "Wow, that's embarrassing." Like, oh my gosh. And I'm like such a hot mess when I travel because I have a backpack, and then we didn't have a water bottle. I just had the straw cup. And so I had the straw cup, which I stupidly filled full of water.
Yeah.
And so I have that, like, and I have a giant backpack. Everybody else, especially on these little like 1 hour flights, no one else has like big backpacks. I have like backpack, and I have this, I have that, and I have a jacket on. And sometimes I've flown with like 10 layers. It feels like you have your like you have your shirt, your sweater, your jacket, and then your raincoat. Just because you never know what'll rain in your plane.
Well, and you didn't want to put it in your bag and take up
No,
more space.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I didn't do that this time, but I still had a coat on. I was like, just you feel like the biggest hot mess, and then when you're in the middle seat, you just feel like such a bother to everybody. So,
So
anyways.
I did a crossbody bag for Dominican, which was
Wow,
new for me.
trendy.
Yeah. It was a little weird. So
Yoga.
it seemed fine on the trip. When I first got it, I wore it like into town just because I wanted to see
Right.
how it, you know, see if I could stand it before I
Right.
committed to having to have it on all day. And I felt really awkward in town with my crossbody bag. Like this is everybody's. I felt like everybody's like, look at that guy with the man purse. But when I was traveling,
Yeah.
totally, and not that many guys had them, but it totally felt normal, and it was great for
Yeah, it's
traveling
so helpful for
because
traveling.
it was a nice big pocket. I could put my phone and my passport and
Yeah.
everything and have it right there. Yeah, that's I'm down for the crossbody bag
I don't,
for
but
traveling.
and they weren't upset about you having like another bag.
Well, I wore a jacket and I just slid it in my bag.
Okay, cool. So I'm doing that next time because I've always wanted to do that because I've always been like, oh, it's so annoying because I'm always worried about losing my passport like in my backpack when I
Yeah.
throw it in there, or putting it in my pocket and
Nope.
like things falling out of the pocket.
Nobody said anything, and so I
Well, then you
think
can always stuff it. Like
you
if they
could
do say
if
something,
you
you
they
can
have
always just stuff it in your
yeah, I
backpack.
think that's what they kind of figure. So they kind of figure that's
Because I
like
saw a few people doing that, and I was like, wait a second, you
I
have a purse too. That's
I
your
watched
personal item.
I watched a video, and they're like, so hack if you really are stuck and you need more room, pillows.
Yeah,
They don't count.
I've seen
They don't
pillows.
count pillows, so you can put
I think
stuff in your pillowcase,
I think that they're
and
gonna
then you
start counting
carry
pillows because I've seen that so many
and
times.
you
I
carry
think
the
that they're gonna
pillow, and the
start.
pillow
Yeah,
is full of.
yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know. I think that that's gonna be one of those things that like TikTok ruined by saying
Yeah,
something about it.
but so I thought that was at least for now. It's kind of a
I saw somebody who, it's because of the weighing their carry on thing.
yeah.
Um, it's this TikToker who went to like the Ukraine right at the beginning of the war. Like he's traveling all over and he like documents things that he
Hmm.
thinks probably won't be documented by the news.
Right.
Um, and other things like that. And so he's an interesting TikToker. But yeah, we need to wrap it up soon. Katie's gonna be here pretty soon.
Yeah, just so much for a
Um,
short
yeah, this
podcast.
is not a short podcast. But anyways, what him and his friend did was empty out stuff out of their carry-on so that it would meet the weight limit. When they went, so they put it like against like around a chair in the airport, and then went and checked in, and then they were gonna come back and put more stuff in their carry-on, and they almost got in trouble by a security guard. I was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Just like
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay.
No.
And they didn't even get it weighed. I was like, that's just a little too much for me.
Yeah.
So I understand like doing as much as you can, and
Yeah.
for me, like I was talking to Hugo, and he's like, wait a sec, like I think that if you have less weight than you could in your big check suitcase, you feel like you're losing money, don't you? And I was like, yeah, it has to be perfect. It has to be 2 pounds under, or if it's not 2 pounds, if it's not 48 pounds, then I need to add more stuff into it. Just because I need,
So you want to have that 2 pound variance in case their scale is
yeah.
different than yours.
And I was 4 pounds over this time, and they let me go.
Wow.
4 pounds.
Because at SeaTac, we've had a couple times where it's like, you're like 4 pounds over, like take it out. And then you're like, oh, I'm just like a couple ounces over. Find something else. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, there's a few
With the
things
exchange
going.
students, you had the exchange students where there's
Yeah.
like max going back.
Well, and we told her, we are like, we have stuff we can take out. It's okay. And she's like, it's Christmas. And I was
It's
like, oh.
Christmas. This is your
Flight
Christmas
attendants,
miracle.
I haven't gotten that great of success with check-in and not. They're normally like glazed over, kind of thing. They're not talking to me, but they were nice this time. So,
So you
but
made it. You made
I
it
made it.
here.
I'm here.
Everything's
Next
good.
week, hopefully, there'll be less sniffles and less
Yeah.
unison coughs.
Hopefully we'll be healthier next week, and we'll rehash how Christmas went and all the
Yeah,
craziness there. So
5 days, 4
So-
days. I don't know. It's soon.
happy hour
It's
and
Monday.
Christmas Eve and all that stuff. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Thank you very much. Do all the Facebooky or all the YouTube and things, like the video and
YouTubian.
all that stuff. And we're gonna do a little outro, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
And finish.